skills clash between the Raiders and the Royals. We've seen some brilliant hockey thus far today. There's a little bit of rain has been earlier, sprinkling the turf nicely. Definitely prime conditions for these players. As now we have the Raiders with a strong start. Down the right hand side they go. Looking for some space all the way in the right corner, but unfortunately no one will get on the end of that one. An early start from the Raiders. Royals will look to just build a few phases up here. Get into this game. Lovely press there from, it looks like Alexa Knott, as the Raiders get their first circle entry of the game. The shot comes in just wide of the upright. It will be another 16. Really, Raiders showing their strengths here, putting a lot of pressure on the Royals midfield, turning the ball over and winning their first short corner, or their first de-entry of the game rather. As now the Royals, with a lovely pass out to the right hand side, find themselves in a numbers up situation. Direct ball comes in, well trapped by the captain of the Royals. Little inside tuck, balls into the circle, and it's a hit out awarded to the Raiders for a bad challenge. But a great start from both teams here, really end-to-end stuff. Promises to be an absolute cracker now. Alexa Knott on the ball, really calm and composed in the midfield, looking for a drop centre forward, finds her. Lovely little bit of interplay between the two Raiders players there. The ball goes through into the 23. The Raiders now on the attack down the right hand side. Ball comes across to P-Spot, shot comes in, and it's a goal. In the opening 2 minutes of this encounter between the Raiders and the Royals, we have a lovely finish. I'm not sure what her name is there. I'll try and get that to you. But a lovely goal for the Raiders to open their scoring account. Royals will be looking now to answer this as we see a replay coming up. A little scramble on the P-spot and a great finish from the Raiders striker there, 119. Just pouncing on the loose ball, putting it into the back of the goals to take her side to 1-0 early on in this encounter. Royals now with some possession in the midfield. Bit of a harsh challenge coming in, but it does come the way of the Raiders. Unfortunately, just running out of space there. It will be another Royals ball. Royals now deep around the back. Did come off a foot of a Raiders player there, so it will be another Royals outlet. Royals once again just building up play from the back, finding some space now on the left hand side. Big tackle coming in from the forward, unfortunately just losing control, and looks like Royals now looking for an aerial ball down to the left hand corner. Mistrapped by the Raiders player. Royals now with the opportunity down the left hand side. A little bit of aerial skills there, well picked up by, it looks like, Sam Flint. Now Royals on the attack again. A bit of a mistake there from the Raiders, just maybe a bit rushed to get the ball out of the danger zone there, but Royals definitely pouncing on that, and now they have an opportunity high up in the Royals 23. Looking for a ball into the circle, but couldn't find it. We've seen how the Raiders can be so deadly on the counter-attack early on in this game, but unfortunately that one just not going to hand. Now the Royals moving the ball around the back. Finding some space on the far side of the field. Well executed press, but unfortunately a mistrap goes the way of the captain of Caitlin van Binsberg. Looks for a ball into the P-spot region. Unfortunately doesn't get on the end of it. Is the 126 of Sophie Denali. And after losing out there, she was a bit frustrated and put in a bit of a harsh challenge on the Raiders defender. As now Sam Flint with a big aerial. Unfortunately, two players into that space already, and it will be the defender's ball. Another aerial thrown by the Royals. couple missed traps here. No one home to collect it. It will be a 60. It's been a scrappy game. Both sides really playing on the counter attack, playing with such flair, and sometimes that ends up in a few silly mistakes. But here we go once again. Raiders in the middle, dispossessed. Harsh tackle coming in from the number 105, Alexa Knott. Fortunate that was just outside the 23, otherwise it might have been upgraded to a short corner. But now the Royals once again down the right hand side, 1v1 situation. Lovely bit of aerial skills, left to right, looking for something. Big tackle coming in from the Raiders player. It will be a long corner. As now the Royals once again probing down this right hand side. Turns out, looking for a connection to the captain. Royals well dispossessed, just putting the ball back there, just allowing her players to go forward. But a quick take from the Raiders. Now they have numbers to the right if they can find them. There we go, ball comes through. Is anyone able to collect it? It's a foot race to the line, and that one just running out of time. It will be a Royals 16. Raiders definitely showing their intent on the counter attack, probing balls through the middle of the field. As the Royals now with a great aerial ball. Obviously the wind blowing from left to right on your screen, so behind the Royals players' backs definitely gives them a few extra meters on their aerials, and they are using that to great effect here. Royals players now turn out, send it out to their back four, looking to transfer, but a very aggressive press from the Raiders, well threaded through there from the Royals left back. Ball played into the midfield, missed trap by two Raiders players, but they are fortunate to come away with it. But once again, well swept up by the Royals, and just chances going a begging here for the Royals at the moment. Possibly just trying to move the ball into the circle too quickly, rather than just stopping the ball, creating the 2v1s and getting outcomes. So you can see the rain starting to come down now, get a bit more slippery. Astro might get a little bit more slippery, a little bit more slick up until a point, as we saw yesterday, where the Astro did begin to slow down with all the rain that had collected on it, but it still is in prime conditions here at the moment. Another aerial ball thrown from the Raiders. We've seen a massive tactic being played here from the Raiders, throwing aerials into the space, letting their fiery forwards run onto it. But now the Royals once again down the right hand side through the number 98 of Kira Joy, looking for a ball across the circle, doesn't find it, but Raiders once again down the right hand side with some space. Lovely little left to right ball through, finds the center link. A beautiful turn from her, as now the Raiders continue to probe and press. Lots of double turnovers, as we've said, both teams giving it all, but it does line up for a cracking game for the spectators. Game is really open, both teams expressing themselves, as the Royals, quick free hit taken close to the D. Another free hit awarded to the Royals. They'll look to hit this ball, find it in. Keeper makes a big save. Well tackled by the Raiders defenders. Once again, they really are showing their class here, stepping on the ball, putting a lot of pressure on the ball carrier, and intercepting these long balls that the Royals are trying to force through the midfield. Free hit won by the Raiders. Give them a little bit of an opportunity to attack up in the Royals half. They haven't had much of that. All their sort of de-entries came from counter-attacks and started way back in their own half. And as you can see, Alexa Knott also just firing the ball into the circle, looking for a forward, but unfortunately no one is there to collect that one. Another long aerial ball thrown to the space, well picked up by the Raiders defender, still comes away with it. Ball into the midfield. Once again, swept up by that number 75 for the Raiders. Really solid at the back. But again, just trying to be too clever on the counter-attack rather than finding the simple ball. And they play it straight back into the Royals press. Again, space down the right-hand side for an aerial. The captain receives and unfortunately just runs out of space at the edge of the D there. And it will be another 16 awarded to the Raiders. A cracking start to this encounter. Raiders going 1-0 up early in the game, courtesy of a beautiful field goal and a couple of harsh tackles just outside the D there. Raiders will need to be a bit more careful in this area. Lovely work from the Raiders defenders once again as they now thread the ball to the right hand side, but unfortunately picked up by the Royals press. Well collected and just rolls over the sideline there. 40 seconds left in the quarter, apologies. What can the Raiders do on the counter attack? Once again, ball into the midfield. Couple of big stick tackles coming in there. Just being a part of the under-16 Cup boys game on the B turf. In the game before this, we've seen almost half an hour worth of cards given out in that game. So the umpires have definitely set a standard here at the CPL on the final day, and the players will need to be careful, otherwise they might find the umpires reaching into their pockets. As we see now, Raiders with a chance. Ball comes into the circle, cleared, but falls kindly for the Raiders players, and looks like that one just hit a foot there. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter here, where the Raiders lead the Royals 1-0. Don't go anywhere, more action after the break. Welcome back to this encounter between the Raiders and the Royals in the under-18 Girls Cup section, where the Raiders took the lead early on in the first quarter through a lovely field goal. We've definitely seen an evenly matched game. Royals definitely having more D entries, but the Raiders definitely showing their danger on the counter-attack. We see now Royals once again just moving the ball around the back. Lovely ball out to the right link for the Royals, as they've had plenty success down this right hand side. Ball comes into the circle, well picked up by Alexa Knott, who now clears but finds one of the Royals players, who calmly sends it out around the back. Once again, it seems to be the preferred side for the Royals. They really have shown some strength, but just forcing the ball a little bit too much. You'd like to see them just carry it in, create the 2v1, and now you'd like to see cutting in, driving hard towards a circle and opening up the T-point left foot ball. That one right there, and now we should see a D-point entry from the Royals player. The captain moves the ball 5. 1v1 skills. Great defensive work from the Raiders player. And should win the free hit. And does. Royals come away with that. Fortunately for them. As now they send the ball into the circle. Takes a deflection. Ball across the edge of the D. Falls kindly for the Royals player. But it looks like that one has just been blown to be lifted. And a little bit of danger. But now Raiders on the attack. Another aerial shown from Sam Flint, but umpire making a great call there. We'll see with the rules being that both players cannot be within playing distance of each other and the initial receiver has rights to the ball. But if both players were already under the ball when the overhead was thrown, it is always the defender's ball. As we see now, the ball moving around the back. A couple of big tackles coming in from the Raiders, getting away with it once again. But the Royals once again on the attack now. Great aerial ball thrown, mistrapped by a few. Obviously a clear tactic shown by the Royals playing downwind here at Western Province Creek Club. They want to throw the ball behind the Raiders' lines, but you do need to make sure you're throwing that to space, otherwise you will get blown up the entire game. And once again, Royals just winning the free hits in the midfield. Ball comes into the circle, all picked up by the Raiders player. We find them some space down the right hand side. Ball comes into the middle, lovely touch from the Raiders right half as she opens up the midfield. Alexa Knott with some space. Numbers forward, beautiful pass to the right wing as the Raiders now with a 1v1 situation. Can she get past? Well managed by the Royals defender, who clears for safety but falls kindly for the Raiders. Once again to Alexa Knott in the midfield. Clearly a linchpin in this Raiders side. Ball comes into the circle, takes a deflection, and well cleaned up by the Royals defenders, who are now on the counter attack. Sends it back, electing to rather get numbers forward. And here we go, another aerial thrown. That one will also just trickle over the baseline for another 16. Ball across the circle. Fortunately for the Raiders, it does go to their right back, taking a few deflections off a couple sticks there, but umpire just making sure that the ball is stationary there. But Raiders definitely looking to take these free hits quickly, create a numbers up situation, catching the Royals players moving backwards. Another aerial thrown into the midfield. Almost ask if that one was necessary, having Sam Flint maybe just move 2-3 steps to the right and she would have been in an open space to receive the ball on the ground there. But well managed by the 66, the left back of the Raiders, to win the free hit once again for her side. Royals is taking a little bit long to set up there, but fortunately it does fall kindly for the Royals, who concede the free hit there. And Raiders once again on the attack down the left hand side. Raiders have really been good at this, when getting the ball up one channel, finding a midfield transfer, and you can see how much space is generally on the other side of the field, especially on a counter attack. As they get a D-entry now, down the right-hand baseline go the Raiders. B-spot, and the shot comes in, and it's in the goal. Lovely finish from the number 41 for the Raiders. A beautiful goal scored by them to double their lead. A lovely goal that came once again from a counter attack from this Raiders side. As we said, a lovely, beautiful midfield transfer, getting the ball onto the help side, finding the space in the right shoulder of the D, eventually working their way onto the baseline, and a lovely finish from the Raiders striker to take the score to 2-0, as we see a replay coming up now. Right shoulder works it down onto the baseline. Beautiful ball across to the backstick receive and neatly tucked into the left corner of the goals. Beautiful stuff from the Raiders. Another aerial gets thrown. Raiders player under it. Turns out, looking for a ball up the line. Well picked up. Unfortunately, just taking the deflection onto a foot there. Raiders now looking to step up their platform. That one just being deemed dangerous. Player was within 5 meters when throwing the aerial. And another long ball coming in from the Royals, finding some space down the left-hand side. That is a beautiful chuck. There's a bit of aerial skills from the captain. And they win themselves a short corner. Oh, it seems as the hit was given just outside. Royals now, they'll look to keep this down in this left-hand corner. Ball comes into the circle, takes a deflection, falls kindly for one of the Royals players, but well tidied up by the right back of the Raiders. Alexa Knott with a little bit of an indoor skill there. An upright backstick rake to try and get that one out to safety. And fortunately does win the free hit. Beautiful skills from her. She also throws a lovely overhead. Missed trap from the Royals. Now a lovely bit of speed shown from the 109 of the Raiders down this right hand side. Raiders executing a full press, not allowing Royals any time on the ball. Just a little bit of a harsh tackle. Big hit coming in from the Royals. Fortunately no one on the end of that one, but it seems to have taken a Raiders deflection. So Royals still with the ball high up in the opposition's 23. Captain moves at 5 down to the baseline, finds some space. Ball comes into the circle. Alexa not making no mistake there, just deflecting the ball cleverly over the baseline, not making it too obvious for the umpires to upgrade and award a short corner, but making sure that her team gets back to defend. Ball comes into the circle, unfortunately just mistrapped that, the 93 of the Royals, and it will be a hit out for the Raiders. See a replay coming up now of that passage of play. Lovely turn from the Royals player, finding some space. Ball comes in and just a little mistrap. Royals all in the right areas there, creating numbers. But here we see a one-on-one with the keeper. And a hit going the way of the Raiders as they now counter down the middle. Big tackle coming in from the Royals player. Unlucky to catch sticks there, but they will come away with the ball. Raiders now once again on the counter attack. We will see another midfield transfer here from them, what they've been so good at the whole game, carrying the ball over onto the right hand side to open the angle to the right T-point. And there we go. Ball comes into the circle, finds a player, top D, has a shot, and a great finish from the Raiders to take the score to 3. That is really some beautiful counter attack work from them. Once again, having that midfield transfer, creating some space on the right hand side, riding the tackle into the 23, getting the T-point entry, a lovely cross to top D, and a beautiful finish from the Raiders striker to take the score to 3. See the player just riding that tackle. Great receiver from the number 28, and under pressure, putting the ball at the far post. That is some great hockey shown from the ladies in black. As the Royals now will look to just put a few phases together. They've been enjoying a lot of possession in this game, but unfortunately just falling short in their counter defense efforts. The Raiders really dominant as they throw another overhead, picked up by the Royals captain in the midfield. A couple more double turnovers as Raiders now with another chance. Ball comes into P spot, well left by the keeper. It will be another 16. Royals are just falling short in their counter defense here, and you'd like to see a little bit more structure, maybe when they are sort of in a high transfer position, moving the ball around the 23-meter area, to have a few more players just set up in a counter defensive position, so that when they do lose the ball, if they do lose the ball, they're allowed to channel the Raiders players outside and not allow that midfield transfer, because that is what creates so much space on the far side for the Raiders. But now we see Royals with the ball coming into the circle, that one just being a backstick, and with just 8 seconds left on the clock in this first half, that should take us to the hooter, and a half that has seen the Raiders with 3 counter attack goals. Royals enjoying most of the possession, but unfortunately just struggling to put those finishing touches into the goals. Well, don't go anywhere. It's lining up to be a cracker here at Western Province Cricket Club. See you after the break. Welcome back to the second half here between the Royals and the Raiders in the under 18 goal section, where we've seen the Raiders with some dominant counter-attacks as they send the ball into the circle, all deflected by the Royals defender, and it will be a long corner. Raiders definitely getting the upper hand on the counter-attacks, scoring all 3 goals from deep within their own half. Royals enjoying most of the possession, most of the de-entries, but unfortunately just can't find a way past the Raiders defensive unit. You see umpires just having a chat with some of the players, ensuring that the rules are followed. So now the Raiders down the right hand side, de-entry. Great tackle from the captain. Will be another long corner. Raiders enjoying some territory here for pretty much the first time this game. Finding some space down the right hand side. They need to get a forward to open that T-point pass. Alexa Knott, seems as if a card was awarded. But now the Raiders with a chance in the circle. Shot comes in. Just missing the ball, and that is deemed to be dangerous. Might have been a card just for Maybe a bit of niggling in the midfield there from the Royals captain. You know, in these under 18 games, can get very physical between these two teams, and umpires just making sure they stomp any unnecessary things out. As the Raiders now, once again, down the right hand side. Umpire just deeming that one of two have crossed the line, but now Royals, just unfortunately can't connect there, and will result in Raiders free hit on the sideline once again. Sam Flint now moved up into the midfield for the Raiders. Can she connect with her high-lying striker? She does. Beautiful little interplay from them. Looking for a ball into the D and just mistrapped onto a foot. Lovely movement from the Raiders forwards and link line, opening up the outside. Forwards creating the height, stretching the defenders, creating that space in the midfield for Alexa Knott and Sam Flint to work in. As now we see Royals haven't deviated from their plan to try and throw it over the Raiders defenders. Raiders now down the right hand side with some space. Beautiful ball into the midfield. Sam Flint connecting with a striker, falls kindly for them. Ball comes in across the face of goal and another beautiful tap in. The Raiders truly on top form here today in a tournament where they have struggled to score some goals. It's certainly not the case in this match. A beautiful, once again, counter-attack executed. Midfield transfer from Sam Flint, finding some space on the right-hand side of the D. Ball comes in. You see a replay coming up now. Sam Flint finds her striker on the right shoulder across the face of goal, and two players waiting for that ball and neatly tucked into the back of the goal to take the score to 4. Royals now once again with some possession in the Raiders 23, dispossessed, maybe just trying too much there. Needs to release the ball earlier, but now the oh so dangerous counter attack of the Raiders on top form once again, winning the free hit high up on the opposition half. Alexa Knott on the ball. Will we see another aerial? Not the case this time. It falls kindly for the Raiders. Lovely right to left, opening up some space. Sam Flint on the ball. 1-2. De-entry for the Raiders. Once again, we see them looking for that ball across to P-Sport, and a lovely execution of the skills for the Raiders there to win themselves their first short corner and the first short corner of the game. What will we see from the ladies in black? As we see the striker just being very aware of where defender was, popping it onto her foot and winning her side the short corner. See Royals players get ready for their defensive efforts. Ball comes in. First Castle, Alexa Knott. Push slightly wide. Flicks it anyway. Great save from the keeper. Lovely bit of skills there from Alexa Knott. Push went slightly wide. Well received by her. And we see a replay coming up now. Push just going slightly wide of the first Castle. Alexa moving quickly. Her feet around that one and able to flick that. Loves to flick high, does Alexa. That one probably could have gone a little bit lower down to the right hand side where her far post runner was waiting, but I'm sure she'll have more to say later on in this game. Royals now just struggling to get out of this Raiders press. Little transfer gone and missed there, but still falls the way of the Raiders. A little bit of physicality in the midfield there. Raiders do come away with the free hit. Sam Flint fires a ball into the midfield, looking for her right wing there, but just doesn't get on a hold of that one. Royals, numbers up now on this left-hand side. Player should cut to the inside and pass left, but well managed by the Raiders defenders, really flooding back, doing the work off the ball. Always stood by the mantra that attack may score you goals, but defense wins you games, and it really is showing true for the Raiders here. Even though the Royals have shared most of the possession and territory stats, Raiders leading 4-0. Really a testament to their defensive efforts and the hard yards that they're putting in off the ball. Royals now with a long corner. Takes it 5. Looking for a ball into the circle. Finds one. Popped up off the Royal stick, and it will be a hit out. As we see a lovely receive. Just another replay of that goal from earlier. Great work from the left wing and the centre forward of the Raiders, just waiting for that ball to come across the circle. Really having the trust in their right wing to make sure the ball comes across on the floor and allows them to tap it in. But the Royals do concede another long corner. Shot comes in, well saved by the keeper, falls kindly for the Raiders player. Can she put a foot? She's looking for one, and short corner is awarded. Second one of the game for the Raiders. Umpire's just having a chat on the radio there and confirming the call. The short corner will stand for the Raiders. Seeing a lovely bit of play from the striker. Just once again, not in a scoring position, being able to arc out and find a foot. Alexa Knott, once again, on the top of the D. Much better injection this time. Good stop. Good flick. Once again, high from Alexa. Well saved by the keeper. Raiders still with possession, and that one pops up into the circle. Cleared to safety by the Royals, who now have a massive counter-attack opportunity. Can this player find some support up top? And splitting her two forwards with that ball. Really great work from the Royals on the counter-attack there. It was Sophie Durnley, I think it is. Great work from her. Just not being able to find that final pass has just pretty much been the story of this Royals team today. Doing everything right, holding a lot of possession, and just not being able to execute in the final third. Once again, Royals players now looking for a little aerial over the top. Well picked up. Winning the free hits of the Royals. Taken quickly. Finding an overlap on the left-hand side. Swept up by the Raiders defenders, but comes away with the Royals. Ball into the circle. Lovely little reverse arc. Shot comes in. And that one will just run away to the corner. Royals still showing a lot of danger in this game. Holding a lot of possession, getting the de-entries in the right space, just not being able to put the ball into the net. As we see Raiders now looking to outlet from their bottom right-hand corner of the field. Lovely bit of stick work from the Raiders player there. And a bit of a stick tackle coming in from the Raiders. Royals do come away with it if they can take it quickly. They've got a few numbers on the right-hand side here. Lovely ball into the middle. Ball comes into the circle. That one lifted. No danger, says the umpire, and it will be a long corner. With just 40 seconds left on the clock. Can the Royals do something to start crawling back to this monumental score of 4-0? Royals will need to commit some more numbers to the circle here as they just move the ball around at the 23, looking for some space. Now on the right hand side, unfortunately that one just was trapped, and it will be another 16 to the Raiders. Once again, ball comes in. Royals definitely being a lot more direct now. Well picked up by the Raiders defender. That brings us to the end of the third quarter, where the Raiders lead the Royals 4-0. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break for some more quality hockey action. Welcome back to the fourth and final quarter in this clash between the Raiders and the Royals in the under 18 goal section, where we've seen the Raiders being very dominant on the counter attack, waiting for the Royals to make the mistake, pouncing on that, and they've scored 4 beautiful field goals. And the Royals just struggling to get some outcomes in the final third, holding a lot of possession and territory, but just not being able to execute, as we see the Raiders now once again on the counter attack down the left hand side. Slows the game down, looking for Alexa Knott. Can she find anything into the circle? Big challenge coming in there. Wins the free hit. Alexa will look to take this quickly, but looks like the umpires deem that to be backing into, causing obstruction of the Royals player getting to the ball, and they will win the free hit. Beautiful bit of aerial skills shown there from the Royals right back, winning the free hit up the line, but no, umpire was giving it the other way. Goes to the Raiders. Big ball comes into the circle. No one on the end of that. Royals just now looking to outlet around the left hand side of the field. Well executed press. Unfortunately, just a bit of a mistrap there from the Raiders right wing. Will give possession to the Royals higher up on the field. The Royals just need to commit a few more numbers to the D, get the ball in there, and score the easy goal at the moment. It's been very difficult with the Raiders players really committing numbers back on defense, putting a lot of pressure on the ball carrier and making it very hard for the Royals players. But now they do win a long corner. 16. A little bit of player confusion there, but it seems that that call came from the other umpire. Royals now implementing a full press. Alexa Knott on the ball, looks for a hit up the midfield but doesn't find one. Falls kindly for them though. Couple double turnovers in the midfield. Royals, we've seen how dangerous this player can be down the right hand side. Massive ball into the circle. Under pressure is the Raiders defender, but very composed on the ball and able to find Alexa Knott, who clears to safety. Great press now from the Royals. Can they find a striker? Unfortunately, that one just out of reach for the Royals centre forward. This would have been the story of the day for them. As now the Raiders once again outlet. Massive ball up to the right wing. Great little receive on the reverse stick. And quick free hit taken by the Raiders player. Not being 5, that will be a card. As we see Damien Knott, SA under 21 player picture there, watching his sister Alexa play. I'm sure he'll have a few comments on her performance after the game. Ball comes across the circle, and that one just missing the goals. It will be another 16 to the Royals. Royals now being a number down. They'll look to surely build up play, but trying to force that one. We've seen how dangerous the Raiders could be on the counter attack, and here they go once again. Ball comes into the circle. Unfortunately, that shot coming from outside, which means you're not allowed to lift the ball higher than knee height if there's anyone in the way, and that one deemed to be dangerous, and it will be a 16. Royals look to throw it long. Picked up by Alexa Knott into the midfield. Well intercepted by the Royals players. Once again, just trying to force the ball. Oh, the Royals. Alexa just not checking which way the umpire's signaling there. And the Royals come away with it. Long ball out to the left-hand side. Mistrap by Sam Flint. Down the left-hand side go the Royals. They'll look to take this quickly. They need some more numbers in this left-hand channel. Maybe someone at T-point to help the ball carrier. As you can see, in a 1v2 situation at the moment, you'll need some help. But now we're going to see a direct ball played in. Once again, very predictable from the Royals. They need to have a little bit more of creativity if they want to crawl their way back into this game. Raiders once again doing really well to smother any chances that the Royals might have as they now build up from the right hand side. Lovely ball down all the way to the right hand T-point. It's a foot race, and just running out of space there was the Raiders striker, and it will be another 16 to the Royals. Another aerial thrown into a pocket. Very fortunate to come away with that, I feel. And once again, another long aerial ball thrown from the Royals. They do come away with it now down the left-hand side. Once again, no one's really opening the T-point. Eventually, the player does get there, but we still see Royals in possession, moving the ball 5 into the D. They go. It looks like that one's just been lifted dangerously into the Raiders defender, and they will come away with the hit. Ball into the midfield. Great open receive, finding this space in the midfield pockets. A lovely little turn left to right. Can she connect with the forward? She does. Shot comes in, unfortunately. Yeah, still with the Raiders as they'll look to find some outcome into this short corner in the form of a short corner, and it looks like they do. That is a really great passage of play from the Raiders, all the way working the ball up from a 16. Great little receive from their center link in the midfield, but as you can see there, a bit of a harsh challenge coming in from the Royals center back, and that is the reason for the short corner awarded to the Raiders. Alexa Knott once again on top D. We've seen 2 flicks coming high from her, which the keeper didn't have too much trouble saving. Let's see if this one will be slightly lower. Once again to Alexa Knott. Little slip behind the back. Hits a foot, advantage being shown. Shot comes in, saved into the Raiders player, and it should be another short corner awarded. Nope. Umpires deemed that. No. It seems that if the call, a little bit of confusion happening here between the players and the umpires. And in the end, the right call has been made. Obviously, the Royals player is questioning there, but with the shot coming in, the keeper made the save and saved it into the Raiders player above knee height, and that was, it is deemed that the danger has been created by the keeper, and another short corner is awarded to the Raiders. Great work from the umpires, communicating between each other and ensuring that the correct call has been made. Alexa Knott once again on the top. Good stop. Slips it to the right. Shot comes in, and a lovely finish from the Raiders. Their first short corner goal, and that takes it to 5. Certainly a dominant performance from the Raiders, and they keep extending their lead. Some beautiful creativity from them, finding the space on the right hand side, the traditional zig without the zag. A lovely goal from the Raiders. Royals throw it long, takes a deflection, will be a long corner. With just 2 minutes left on the clock, the Royals will be looking to get something out of this game. See a replay coming up now of that goal. Alexa with a planned variation, slipping it past the first wave, and a one-time finish from the number 48 for the Raiders. Class stuff from them. Royals with another long corner, or hit on the 5 rather, moving at 5. Ball comes into the circle, mistrapped, and a short corner is awarded, the first of the game for the Royals. They are still yet to find the back of the net for the first time this game. Will this be their chance? Royals. Goes to the top of the D. Good trap. Flick comes in. That one just deemed to be dangerous from the umpires. Hitting the first wave above the knee, and it will be a free hit out to the Raiders, but it looks like that Raiders first wave is in a world of pain. Oh. Looks like another reversal here from the umpires. And another short corner has been awarded. Royals once again from the top of the D. Injection comes in. Good stop. Goes to the right. Ball picked up. Finds another foot, and it will be the third short corner of the game for the Royals. With just 30 seconds left on the clock, this should take us to the end of the game. Can they get anything out of this? We've seen a straight flick, we've seen a slip to the right. There is a bit of space on the left. If they can get it back to the pusher, what do the Royals have in store for us? Good push, slightly to the right. There we go, slip to the left, finds some space, takes a deflection, pusher gets the ball, a big backstick coming in, and that one unfortunately just rolling on. And there is the final whistle, folks, in a cracking game between the Raiders and the Royals. The Raiders in victorious by 5-0, courtesy of some great hockey shown from both sides, but especially the Raiders on the counter-attack, scoring 4 out of their 5 goals from beautiful counter-attack phases. A spectacle in counter-attack play from the Raiders. Don't go anywhere, we have some more brilliant boys under 18 section coming up next after the break.